Do you want a clean garden or one that takes over your yard? Hi, I'm Darrell. I've been doing landscaping and garden maintenance in Vancouver for over 25 years. Today I'll show you what happens when you don't control your garden and how to fix it properly. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on this little food forest that I created about 2 years ago. So as you can see all through here, there's a couple blueberry bushes, one over there as well, and then some raspberries coming up here. And then what we did was do an everberry and strawberry plants of the ground cover, so I can see everywhere. Basically this was supposed to be the border here all the way around. This is the food forest here, and as you can see the strawberries really took over after about 2 years. So there's supposed to be a walkway in here for the kids to go in and pick the raspberries and blueberries, strawberries, etc. But again, like I said, as you see, the strawberries have really kind of gone through. So I just want to show you what I'm doing. I'm basically going in, separating this crazy vinca ground cover from the strawberries. So you can see I'm already starting here. And unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do is take a lot of the strawberry plants out, basically create a walkway. And I'm going to keep a lot of the strawberry plants. So I'm just going through, ripping off all the old leaves, all the runners that came from last year. I'm just taking all the, basically, the vines that were attached. So all this here, this is where all the runners kind of hook. But you can see it's like a hook here. So if kids walk on this, they'll trip on it. It's like a pretty strong, basically a trap there. So I'm cutting all these off here as well. And just basically trying to make a pathway here and taking all the kind of weak strawberries out. I am going to keep a lot of the strawberries I take out and replant them. But yeah, just wanted to show you the update on this, and you can see all the raspberries too. All the new shoots are coming up in here. But again, if you let the strawberries take it over too much, they'll basically just choke out the raspberries, and they're already starting to climb up over top of the blueberry bushes. You can see there was a sage plant here, and all through here the vinca and the strawberries are competing and basically smothering the sage plant. So the lady does want to have some herbs in here as well, some chives and sage, thyme, things like that as well. So I gotta go through and basically separate the vinca and strawberries from the blueberry bushes, the sage, and the raspberries to make room for everything else to kind of breathe in here. And you can also see in the back here there was some crocosmias, which we don't want here, so I'm going to be taking the crocosmias out as well, and hopefully get this all kind of sorted out before the soil comes, because I want to throw a big patch of soil in here too. But yeah, that's a quick update to show you what I'm doing. And again, the separation between your fruit, herbs, and strawberry plants. So strawberries again are great to have as a ground cover, but again they will choke out a lot of plants if you don't control them. So yeah, I'm going to be separating a lot of them throughout the day here. So the first thing I did, I made a decision. I'm removing all the vinca along the edge, because vinca is what I call a bully plant. It spreads fast and fights everything around it. So I think what I'm gonna decide to do here is I'm actually just gonna take all this vinca out along the edge, just keep maybe a patch over there where the ferns are. But I'm gonna take all this vinca out all along the edge here, and basically just create a border line between the moss. This is our moss garden here. Again, the vinca and the strawberries creep into here in the summertime. So I'm just going to dig all the vinca out, some of the strawberries, create a nice sort of edge here when the new soil comes in. And that way, one, it's easier for the kids to get in there and pick the fruit. Two, I don't have to fight with the vinca, which is quite a bully plant. And three, I can control the strawberries. When they do come out, I can cut them off or do whatever I want to do with the strawberries. It'll look cleaner. She can put more herbs in here along the edge if she wants to. But in the end, it's just, like I said, the vinca is just a thug. It just wants to take over, fight off everything. And every year I fight with the vinca. As you can see, I've kind of cleared out the sage plant here. There's a sage. Again, the whole bottom is kind of died off anyways because of all the vinca. So I think it's, yeah, I'm just gonna make a decision here and chop all the vinca out. I think it'll look cleaner anyways with a nice clean line between the moss garden and the fruit forest here. And again, I'm going to put some bark mulch in here later on and just create like a bark mulch pathway and then soil around that and let the strawberries kind of fill in from there this summer. So there we have it. I'll show you the after part afterwards. Once I put all the new soils in here, I'll show you what it looks like with the nice edge, and save myself a hell of a lot of troubles next year to avoid all the vinca. And plus she's got plenty of vinca throughout the rest of the garden here and over in this part of the garden anyways. I'll show you the vinca over here. It's got its own nice little garden over here it can deal with and enjoy its life over here. But in the food forest, I think it's probably best to clear this out. And you can see on the other side too, it's even like, you know, got in all through here. It's creeping its way all through here too. And I think I'm just gonna probably take all the vinca all out of here as well and just create a nice sort of edge around so you can see the ferns, you can see the rhododendron, and then you can also see the rest of the garden itself. And as well, I did create another food forest on this side last year. I did some blueberries all through here. I trimmed this laurel bush back pretty hard to let the sun in. And you can see on the bottom here too, the strawberries made their way from this side across the pathway now into this garden. So I'm gonna cut out the strawberries on the pathway here, and then I'll leave the ones in there, and then eventually let the strawberries take over on this side too and fill in this side and have their fun on this side too later on. Instead of letting everything grow together, I create a clean edge. Moss garden on one side, fruit garden on the other. Now everything has its own space. Okay, as you can see, I finished the edge here from all the vinca that I ripped out. I'm still gonna do, you know, this last little patch here a little later on, but basically what I was trying to achieve today was this whole edge all the way down. So if you remember seeing in the last video there, all that was vinca and strawberries in between the vinca. So I've taken all that out, and now we got a nice clean edge basically between this, what they call the moon garden or the moss garden. This is all going to be moss in the summertime. It'll grow in pretty thick like it always does. And now this is all ready for soil, and they can put some herbs in later on. And then I just have to go through and basically just clean up the odd little branches here and there in between the strawberry patch, make a walkway up there, probably to the left, and then a walkway up to the right, and then it'll be ready to go for the kids in the summertime. A garden doesn't fail because of bad plants. It fails because there's no structure. If you're in Kitsilano or Vancouver and your garden is starting to take over, don't wait until it becomes a big problem.